Hey.
Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. It's The Wave, the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast. Adam, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm full of the festive joys.
It's Christmas.
Well, it's December.
It's December. That means it's Christmas.
I mean, October for pumpkins and ghosts and witches.
Yep. Seems like 5 minutes ago, doesn't it?
November for fireworks.
Yep.
And December for
Christmas.
Santa.
Santa's coming.
Yeah.
The goose is getting fat, as they say.
Yeah. All
It's
those
the
things.
tight t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I've not got a tree up yet.
My tree's up.
Well, good.
You've seen it. You saw it. You walked past it earlier.
Yes, it helped me park. Didn't even need to have my headlights on in my car.
There are quite a lot of lights on it. That is true. I think I've gone a bit over the top. But I read a thing.
I liked it.
Last year, I remember thinking there's not enough lights on that tree all Christmas.
Okay.
Because there was 100 lights on it.
Yeah.
And then I read something online earlier this week that said you should have 100 lights for every foot of tree.
Right.
So 6 foot tree, 600 lights.
Okay.
So I went out and brought 600 lights.
Yeah.
40 meters long that cable is. It looks like the tree's been tied up.
Yeah, you've done well to wrap it around the tree.
About 14 times it goes around. So next year I think I'm going to plan it a little bit better. And maybe before I put the leaves on, what are they called? Twigs? Branches. Before I put them on, maybe wrap it around the trunk bit first.
Right.
And then wrap it around. So there's lights in the middle as well as...
Oh, nice.
I might do that next year.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking them all off again and doing that this year.
No, it looks nice.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
it looks
with
very cozy and festive.
It does. Maybe I'll put a picture in the Discord. So if you want to see the Streamboat Christmas tree 2022, let me know.
Absolutely.
Have you been up to anything good?
Yeah, I've... last weekend I went down to London.
Oh, of course. Yeah, how was
for
that?
the day. It was good.
Down in the
It
big
was
smoke?
so busy.
Was it?
Like one of the busiest I've ever seen down there.
Oh, wow. That's not good. It's this time of year, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad like through most of the day. But then when we came out of what we've been to see, shall I talk about an hour later?
Do it now if you want.
I'll finish this story.
Okay.
It was just like sardines.
Really?
Yeah.
It's never fun.
And like coming back on the tube was like shoulder to shoulder. It was
not good.
A bit oppressive. But yeah, I went to see, talking of getting in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Elf the musical.
Oh, nice. How was it?
Very Christmassy.
Was it? I can imagine it was.
Very Christmassy. On the whole, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it was quite a lively audience.
Good.
In the spirit of things.
That's always
whooping
nice.
And a hollering.
You can't beat a bit of whooping and hollering.
And look, you can't compare it to the movie.
No.
Look, it's basically the same story with songs. I think if I'm being really critical, I don't think there was really a toe tapper in there for me.
Okay. No, like earworms.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
You know, some of the effects on the stage were great.
Yeah.
And I know that, look, it's a West End show. The performances are always awesome, aren't they?
You don't see many bad West End shows.
So it was a great time. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Sweet. Good. The kids enjoy it?
Yes.
Excellent.
The little one did nod off slightly for 5 minutes.
That's fine.
But I think that's allowed.
That's definitely allowed.
Yeah, so definitely starting to feel
festive.
The joys of Yuletide.
I think I'm going to go down to London in the new year.
Okay.
I want to watch The Mousetrap. Have you ever seen The Mousetrap on the West End?
No, in the West End, I have seen The Mousetrap.
God, I really want to see it.
I saw it.
Because it's celebrated.
Locally.
Was it 70 years just recently it's celebrated? So I really want to see that. But it's also heading to Broadway, so maybe I'll go to New York.
Because The Woman in Black is closing in the new year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's 33 years, I want to say. Or 35 years, something like that.
Nice. I saw that toured recently. I saw that locally.
Yeah.
That was really good. But no, I've just got this thing. I want to see The Mousetrap.
It's good. For when you think about it, it's been on for 70 years.
Yeah.
And people still going to see it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Talking about spoilers the other week.
Yeah. Apparently there's one prop in there that's been in every performance.
Really?
The mantelpiece clock, I think it is. Do you want to know a fun fact? Do
Yeah,
you know why
always.
there's never been a film
Why?
of The Mousetrap? Because when the guy who wrote it sold the film rights, he said you can't make the film until it closes on the West End.
Oh, okay.
So, and it never has closed on the West End. So somebody's got the film rights for it, but they can't make it until it closes.
Oh, man.
So that's why there's never been a film.
Yeah, so it feels like Kenneth Branagh would be jumping straight on that.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I'm sure he could. Maybe he's trying to get it closed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's start that rumour.
Damn you, Kenneth. Do you want to briefly talk about last week's film? We've stopped doing that, but we should do it again.
Oh, we can do that. That's fine. Last week's film was Double World.
Double World, Chinese fantasy action thriller.
Have you thought any changes to your opinion on it?
No, I think we were right in what we said last week. It deservedly quite high up in the early stages of the stream table.
I thought it was a tremendously fun time.
Yeah, it was good fun, wasn't it? I didn't want it to end, so
yeah,
that's always a good sign.
The bit that I can't quite get my head around was just how brutal that sort of death scene was in the forest.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it felt like it. I don't know. Arms were getting chopped off and stuff earlier in the movie.
It's because we'd got used to this character, and she has a very brutal death.
But it was pretty unforgiving. Wasn't it?
It was. It really was.
Because generally the tone of the movie was quite light.
Yes. Until that man dug a sword into that lady's back.
Yeah.
Prolonged agony that she went through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, should we move on and do some Netflix news?
Let's do it.
Big news of the week?
Probably the biggest news of the week for Netflix is about...
I can't read this website. I'm not
Wednesday. Which
there we go.
Has done quite well in its first week.
Yeah, it has done very well in its first week. That is true.
Netflix are, in fact, saying that it is now the most viewed English language show in its first 7 days that they've ever had.
That's mad. That is really mad, isn't it? When you think about some of those English language shows that are out there.
Squeezed past season 4 of Stranger Things. Which I think is really surprising.
It's really remarkable when you think about it.
So
Netflix put everything behind season 4 of Stranger Things.
Stranger Things season 4 in its first 7 days was viewed for 335 million hours.
Okay.
Wednesday in its first 7 days was viewed for 341 million hours.
Wow, so it did squeeze past
6 million hours.
That's still incredible that it even got close, let alone beat it.
Was it a slow week? I mean, I don't feel like I've seen much like... I knew this was coming. We've talked about it for a long time, and I know it seems to have gone down pretty well.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I've not sensed much sort of noise on social media of like, go and watch Wednesday, it's brilliant.
No, absolutely.
I'm loving it.
It's not like you've seen adverts for it everywhere, or
Yeah.
It's not on the side of buses anywhere or anything like that, like Stranger Things was. Have you watched any of it?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So I am not in...
I will
give
you some thoughts during the next section of the show.
I will get to it, but it's... Look, I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of Tim Burton, so I'll give it a chance, but it's not... There's a few things I want to get to before it.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think
To be fair, if you're not the biggest fan of Tim Burton, you might be all right with it, but I will come to that in my thoughts later on.
It also equaled Stranger Things' record of being number 1 in the most countries.
No, really?
Concurrently on Netflix.
They equaled the record. Does that mean all of them then?
I presume so. 83 countries.
Oh, near enough then. I think it's 91 Netflix countries, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
I mean...
It's mad, really, how well it's done.
It's got to be enough for a season 2, surely.
Oh, I would think so. I would pretty much guarantee that's going to happen.
But let's keep an eye over the next 3 weeks. See how it stacks up.
Yeah, if it sticks to those numbers.
Going to maintain those numbers, or
we're going to be up in the billions if we stick to those numbers.
Can it challenge some of the all-time top 10s? Let's keep an eye on that.
We'll find out before Christmas. Next.
Were you a fan of That 70s Show?
I was back in the day.
Because you can now go and watch the first trailer of Netflix's... Is it a reboot? It's a
sequel, I think.
Of That 90s Show.
I have actually seen this trailer. I watched it yesterday.
And the grandparents look no older.
They really don't. I don't know what's happened. How have these two people not aged at all? They've not aged in real life or in the show.
No, so basically, That 90s Show is set 15 years after the original series. And it will follow Eric and Donna's daughter, Leah, as she goes to spend the summer of 1995 with her grandparents, Red and Kitty, from the first show.
1995?
Yeah.
That's 15 years after 1980.
Yes, it is. I never watched that 70s show. Did it finish at the end of the 70s?
I assume it must have, yeah. I don't really remember I don't think they were ever like hot on the time.
Look, it looked like it was going to lean very heavily on the whole grandparents.
Yeah, I think those two are going to be carrying
grandchildren
the show.
Relationship.
Yeah.
The Netflix did confirm that all the sort of original kids are returning.
All of them?
At some point.
Even that one that got cancelled?
Apart from that one who's on trial for all the rapes and stuff.
All the rapes and stuff.
But
we'll just forget that one existed.
Oh, yeah. But the Scientology dude.
Yeah. He was in one of our films, wasn't he?
He was
I remember his name.
That Pierce Brosnan one.
Yeah.
The designer drug.
Urge.
What did you say?
Nerve. That's the one with Dave Franco. That's a really good film.
I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. None of those guys are in the trailer.
No, I don't think any of them are
coming
being
back. Left for...
Yeah, I think they're just like...
surprise cameos.
Cameos, yeah. I saw an interview with Topher Grace, and he said it was really strange being back on set, and because they've recreated the set almost identically to what it was. And he said it was really strange. Mila Kunis was in it, Ashton Kutcher. It started quite a lot of careers. Vilma Valderrama, Laura Prepon. Yeah. There was quite a lot of people got quite big out of that 70s show. Danny Masterson, that's the guy's name.
Oh, yeah.
He won't be coming back.
No. I don't know. Is there a want for this? I'm not sure.
I don't think there is. I mean, it's a fun little foible, isn't it?
It's a relatively cheap.
Yeah, it's a franchise that you can
set-based thing. Netflix can.
I think it's a one and done. I can't see them renewing it, but we'll see. It might do wonders. You never know, do you? Next.
Reed Hastings, Netflix co-CEO.
What a beautiful man.
Has been talking this week on some of his views of the future of the company.
He has some strange views, Reed Hastings.
Are quite interesting to cover a few of those, I thought, this week.
Go for it.
He did an appearance at the New York Times Deal Book Conference.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
No idea.
And I suppose this is quite notable because this guy doesn't speak in public that often.
No, you don't see him around. He usually sends all of his vice presidents out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you do get the odd sort of back of a book quote from him. We're very happy to have this person on board, etc., etc. But not much sort of opinion type stuff, I guess. But he has done some of that, as I say, at this conference over the last week or so, and a few highlights to come out of that, really. He really talked about games a lot.
Did he really?
Yeah.
They're well up for games, aren't they?
It seems like Netflix is all in on games. Hastings repeatedly talked about this throughout the interview without prompting, it is noted. He said that Netflix wants to make great TV shows and movies and games. When he was asked about Netflix's interest in live sports, he replied, "Talk to us about that after we're the leader in games."
The leader in games?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We have a lot of investment first to do in games.
Yeah, I think this is coming over the next couple of years. I think it's going to come in a big way, Netflix games.
Live streaming, he talked about live streaming.
Okay.
Something that we've sort of
said times
they should be getting into. He talked about the upcoming Chris Rock special.
Oh yeah, the one
going to be their first live streamed event. And he said that we'd like to use it more for comedy and also contestant shows.
Okay. That seems like reality TV.
Yeah. We said, didn't we, that live action Squid Game should be live.
Yeah, it should.
Because you can really promote.
Maybe that's
water cooler type talk.
Chat. Bit like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. That has live elements to it.
Hastings was asked why Netflix picked Microsoft to partner with into its advertising tier.
Yeah.
And he basically said, because they paid us lots and lots of money.
I love he's very honest, this man.
He actually said they were willing to be very aggressive in this deal, which means they paid us lots and lots of money. Also said that Netflix isn't looking to get rid of its system of dropping all of the shows at once in a series.
Okay, that's not going anywhere. Good. I think that's...
And his reasoning is, we don't have to because we make so much.
Yeah, I think he's right there. I'm really torn on this idea. I don't know which is the best, and I can't develop an opinion.
Well, I think he's looking at it from a business side of things. I think he's right because I've got a huge backlog on Netflix.
Yeah.
Whereas it is quite easy to watch some stuff on Disney Plus that's just there weekly because I don't have a big backlog of stuff on Disney Plus. It's more manageable. But they want to be where Netflix are, for example.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if you should take it on each show's merits and say this show would really benefit from it, this one wouldn't. Like 1899, I'll come to in a little while as well. I've just finished that. But that maybe would have benefited from a bit of time between each episode.
Yes, because he later on in his interview kind of just dismissed it totally because he was asked, what some people do like a bit of time between episodes to sort of ruminate on it.
Yeah.
And Hastings said, well, no, why? That's stupid. That's the same as asking, would you like to read yesterday's news or today's?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not. It's not that at all.
He said he had no regrets about the Dave Chappelle controversy earlier in the year.
He stuck to his guns by that at the time, and he kind of has to stick by that now, I think.
Which is really interesting. He said that. He said he'd do it all again exactly the same. And he went on to talk about Elon Musk, so...
Let's not talk about him.
But yeah, it's quite interesting.
A fan apparently of Elon Musk, though, we'll just say that.
Yeah, quite some interesting points there, which
definitely
we have spoke about previously on the show, and that's some answers there right from the horse's mouth.
That's it. You don't get any higher than the CEO.
Co-CEO.
Is he co-CEO?
I think he is. It's him and Ted Sarandos, isn't it?
Oh, of course, yeah, Big Teddy. So they've got 2 CEOs and loads of vice presidents, but no actual president.
Yeah.
Weird. Next.
Big name coming to Netflix.
Big name. Probably one of the biggest.
And I think only the second TV show he's done.
Right, okay.
Robert De Niro has signed up to a Netflix TV series.
Wow.
Called 0 Day.
What is 0 Day?
0 Day is a political thriller in which De Niro will play a former US president who somehow gets wrapped up in many political shenanigans.
Oh, political shenanigans.
It's being developed for Netflix by Eric Newman, who has credits on Narcos and The Watcher recently.
Oh, okay.
Also helping develop the show is Noah Oppenheim.
Who's Noah Oppenheim?
He's the current president of NBC News.
Oh, okay.
But also has a history of writing movies and TV shows. It's a bit of a dual
interesting
career
guy.
for this guy. He wrote the Jackie Kennedy biopic, which Natalie Portman starred in. And he also co-wrote The Maze Runner and one of the Divergent movies.
Oh, right. Interesting.
So there you go.
I wonder if it's going to be like a newsroom kind of based political drama.
Could be.
That'd be good.
Early days for that, but yeah, Bobby De Niro on the small screen.
Bobby De Niro. Good. All these big names coming to TV.
Yeah.
Can't be a bad thing, can it? You've titled that story on my notes, De Niro Flicks, and I like that. Next.
I feels a bit lazy because you can just put flicks after a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you
it
can.
kind of works.
I like it. Small things cheer me up.
Ang Lee. We've got non-Netflix news now.
Okay.
Director Ang Lee is going to direct his son, Mason Lee, in a movie about Bruce Lee.
Oh, all the Lees. They're all getting together.
It's triple Lee.
So Mason Lee's playing Bruce Lee in a film by Ang Lee.
Correct.
Excellent. What's it called? Lee?
We haven't got a name for it yet.
Okay.
But I hope so. Yeah, apparently.
I feel like Lee is a good name for a Bruce Lee biopic.
Yeah.
Lee. I like it.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Lee. Like,
apparently, father and son have been planning this one for a few years, with Mason Lee committing to an extensive training program throughout lockdown and beyond to get into fighting shape. He was pretty fit, old Bruce Lee.
He was. How out of shape was Mason Lee before lockdown? Do we know Mason Lee? Has he done anything else? I don't recognise the name.
No, I don't. I mean, not in sort of mainstream. I don't believe. I don't have his IMDb to hand.
Okay.
So, Ang Lee said, accepted neither fully American nor fully Chinese. Bruce Lee was a bridge between East and West. He introduced Chinese Kung Fu to the world. He is a scientist of combat and an iconic performing artist. I feel compelled to tell the story of this brilliant, unique human being and made impossible dreams into reality. The movie is being written by Dan Futterman. He wrote Foxcatcher a few years ago.
I remember that. That was the Channing Tatum wrestling thing with Steve Carell.
It was, yes. So this production is kicking into gear. There was a Bruce Lee biopic, wasn't there, a few years ago?
Yeah, there was. I vaguely remember that.
But I have seen it.
Mason
a
Lee,
long time
I've
ago.
just looked at his IMDb. He has done quite a lot of Chinese action films already. But he's also in The Hangover Part 2.
Okay.
And Lucy, which was the Scarlett Johansson action film a few years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, you might recognise him if you see him.
I think done right, that's
good idea. There's no better director.
A biopic I would be interested
There's no better director to pick up that property, is there? So why not? Keep going. What else we got?
A couple more bits of news. One of those is that the iconic Ealing Studios in London is having a multi-million-pound makeover.
Oh, okay.
You know, very famous way back in the day for things like St. Trinian's.
Right.
You know, a lot of those sort of Alec Guinness type movies back in the 40s, 50s.
Right.
And more recently, sort of Bridget Jones, The Theory of Everything. But very much bypassed by some of these huge facilities
there's
in this country and, as we spoke about last week, on the continent and obviously in the States. Plans were approved last week to install a new 14,000 square foot stage.
Wow.
Which will take 18 months to build. New workshops and office space.
Cool.
Yeah. The committee said, as major streaming services such as Netflix and Amazon Prime continue to grow, these plans will enable us to continue to compete with them. Only 10 miles away from us is the second biggest film stage in Europe at Pinewood. And we need to keep with the times, basically.
Cool.
The studios were previously owned by the BBC. And famous things filmed there include Doctor Who and Porridge.
Porridge, wow.
There you go.
It's been making films since 1902, which is pretty much as long as films have been being
sold
made.
by the BBC in 2000.
Wow.
There you go.
Good. I'm glad things like that are getting invested in. That's what we need. Let's get some more shows being made over here.
I think maybe my favourite news story of the week.
Oh, cool.
Is because this guy doesn't talk very often.
No, he doesn't.
Is Joe Pesci has done an interview recently celebrating the 30th anniversary of Home Alone 2.
Wow, we're so old. Home Alone 2's 30.
And he it was an interview with People magazine, and he said on some of the stunts that they got involved in.
Yeah.
In addition to the expected bumps, bruises, and general pains that you would associate with this, I did sustain serious burns to the top of my head during the scene where Harry's hat is set on fire.
No way. Wow. You think somebody's like, Joe Pesci's head's going to be set on fire. Let's not hurt it.
Yeah, exactly. He said, guys are anything on top.
Yeah.
let's not flambe the guy's head.
It's a global treasure. Let's not burn him.
He talks really fondly about Home Alone 2. He said it was much better to film than the first one because it was the same cast getting together. They already knew each other. They said they had a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and he's got really fond memories about it.
Good.
Basically, he was really praised Macaulay Culkin at the time as well. Although he says, and this is method. This is even you wouldn't even think this of a people would say a fairly throwaway movie like Home Alone 2, but Pesci is in deep. He said, I intentionally limited my interactions with Culkin to preserve the dynamic between his character and mine.
So you've deliberately avoided this annoying 11-year-old kid.
I think he really tried to kick him every time he walked past in the corridor.
Just really irritating.
He continued, I wanted to maintain the integrity of our adversarial relationship.
That's why people like Joe Pesci are known as legends.
Yeah, well, I guess so.
They go into every role and take every role as seriously as everything that he's done. You think that's a job for somebody like Joe Pesci? That's a job. You turn up, get your head burnt, go home, just earn a wage. But he's gone fully in on that. That's why he's remembered like he is.
Well, exactly. Like you say, an absolute legend, Joe Pesci.
Absolutely. Good for him.
Cool. Just one more bit of news, and that is a bit of a trailer showdown this week.
Yes, I've only seen one of them.
Two trailers that have had two very different reactions.
Yeah.
In the social media and the world in general, and that is the first full length. There had been a teaser previously, Super Mario Brothers trailer.
Yeah.
In which people are going in hard on Chris Pratt.
Yes.
For just sounding like Chris Pratt.
Yeah, he's not even bothered to do a voice.
Not being either bothered or directed to sound in any way like Mario.
Yeah.
There is a ton of quite funny memes out there.
Yeah.
Already. This trailer's been out for 24 hours.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, I've seen that trailer. And it doesn't look that bad as a movie.
No, they're packing a lot of references.
There's a lot of
fan-friendly stuff in there by the looks of things.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm not sure about Chris Pratt.
People have said there's a bit right at the end of the trailer when they're in their go-karts.
Yeah.
They hit the rainbow road.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And it's the least enthusiastic wahoo that Mario gives.
I'm not even sure that was Chris Pratt doing that.
They might not be.
So
people saying, well, the guy sounds like he didn't even stand up to record this.
Just completely dialing it in. But it's a real shame because it's got a really good voice cast. There's loads of other good people in there. I think Charlie Day's playing Luigi.
Yeah, Jack Black's playing
Bowser.
Well, I know it's only a small trailer, but he sounds good as Bowser.
Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily
there's a good voice
Jack
cast
Black.
in there. But I know a die-hard Nintendo fan, right? He's king of Nintendo. He loves Nintendo.
Yeah.
He told me that this is going to be $1 billion movie yesterday.
Right.
This is not going to be $1 billion movie. Both the Sonic films together have not made $1 billion. There's no way this is going to be $1 billion movie, but he's obsessed. And he's actually happy with it. Because
I think the rest of it
will not hear anything bad said against Nintendo.
Look, I just think...
Prick.
I just think... Why can't we look outside the box? The guy is already the voice of, the lead Lego dude.
Yeah.
Why does he have to have another voice franchise?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand where that casting's come from.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any... You've got... The guy who normally does the voice of Mario is in the cast of this movie. Because he's playing some of the smaller voices.
Right.
Just let him do it. Save your money on Chris Pratt.
He's been doing it since 1996.
Since Mario was a thing.
Every game since the...
every movie poster's got to have
N64, I think.
Big name on the top these days, hasn't it? It doesn't make any sense to me. But
on the other hand, another trailer came out.
I haven't seen this trailer.
You need to watch it.
I do need to watch it. I've been sent it so many times.
Another trailer that came out the last couple of days. It's for Cocaine Bear.
What is Cocaine Bear? Why is it taking over my life in the last couple of days?
It's directed by Elizabeth Banks.
Okay.
It's based on a true story.
Oh, right.
Of a bear which consumed a duffel bag full of cocaine.
Shit.
And went on a rampage.
It sounds like my ideal film.
And
I'm up for it.
Look,
I need to watch this trailer.
This trailer just looks like we're going full in on this.
All in.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just on the fun parts, none of the like horrible death that this bear probably had from this huge cocaine overdose.
Yeah.
But just you've just got a trailer full of people going, that bear is fucked.
I'm gonna watch.
And then
this
bear diving at people, chasing people up trees.
It's a great idea. I mean, poor bear.
Dragging them off
obviously.
through the woods.
I'm intrigued.
And people saying, that fucking bear's on cocaine.
Wow. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it.
It's exactly the trailer you would have thought or hoped you would get when you say there's a trailer about a film called Cocaine Bear. Yeah.
Cool. I'll watch that later on. I'll report back next week.
There's a lot of people excited about this movie.
Yeah, there is. Film of the year next year, apparently. Any more news?
That's all the news.
Did you see the interview that Will Smith did this week?
I have not. I am aware
that
he is back in the
He's back in the public eye. He's quite a good actor. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe a word of what he said.
I mean,
he's not a good actor, but in this interview,
well, I was going to say he's got a lot of practice.
He's
an Oscar winner.
I don't know. I didn't believe him. I don't believe he's genuine, but we'll see. He's just trying to push a movie, and I'm really sorry. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've not really watched much. I've already talked about Elf the Musical.
Yes, you have.
Which I would recommend. Go and watch that. The only other thing I've really watched is I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special on Disney+.
Oh, okay.
Which was a really entertaining 44 minutes or so.
44 minutes?
Yeah.
Nice. What's it about?
Don't know if
what happens?
Basically, some of the group decide to go and obtain a Christmas present for Star-Lord.
Right.
Because he is missing Earth at Christmas.
Nice.
And I don't think I want to spoil what the
Christmas
don't spoil
present is. I'm intrigued.
And hijinks ensue. And there's also a lot of Christmas songs on the soundtrack, including my favourite Christmas song of all time.
Which is?
I Want an Alien for Christmas.
Good tune.
By Fountains of Wayne.
Good tune. Sweet. I'll watch that. I will check that out. It sounds quite interesting.
It's just a brisk, fun 45 minutes.
What more could you want?
Yeah.
From Christmas.
Bonus Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess, before the third one comes out in a couple of months.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I've watched a few things. I will start with a film that I watched at the weekend.
Okay.
I watched The Wonder.
Oh, yes. I need to get to this. This is on my list.
Flopo's new movie. It's good. I enjoyed it. There's a very bizarre directorial decision made at the beginning.
Okay.
Which I don't think I've ever seen before.
Okay.
I don't think I want to see again, if I'm honest. Can I tell you what it is?
Yeah.
It happens right at the start. So the film opens on a soundstage with the sets all there for this film. And there's a voiceover. And it's like, what you're about to watch is a film called The Wonder. All the actors and actresses really like this film. And then it pans around to the set. And then it just starts. The camera zooms into one of the sets.
Okay.
Flopo's sitting there, ready to go. And then the film happens.
For what reason? Does it have any bearing on the rest of the movie?
No.
Okay.
It's a really bizarre... It happens again at the very end of the movie.
When they
pull away. I don't want to give any... When they pull away out of it.
Okay.
There's a couple of little lines in the movie where... Because this movie's about a girl who doesn't eat.
Yes.
And is this a miracle from God, or is she lying? Or we're trying to find out. So Flopo's been hired as a nurse to watch this girl to make sure she doesn't eat. And there's a couple of little throwaway lines in there. Like at one point, one of the blokes who doesn't believe her says, "Oh, she's actually a really good actress."
Okay.
And I'm like, is he telling me that she's a really good actress?
Yeah.
Or does he think that she's lying? It's really...
Oh, it's interesting.
It's trying to be a bit meta, and I'm not sure.
But it doesn't go full in meta.
No, not at all.
Just skirts around the edges a little bit.
And
by the sounds of
right at the very end, it made me go, what? But I don't want to give away what happens at the very end.
That's fine.
Till you see it, but it's really strange. Really strange. I've also watched, I think I've done 5 or 6 episodes of Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about this briefly earlier on. It's good. It's a good show. It isn't what I was expecting it to be.
Okay.
I don't want to come across like I dislike it. It just, I was expecting a Addams Family style Tim Burton show. Yeah. And that isn't what I'm getting.
Oh.
It isn't kooky like the Addams Family.
Right.
It isn't like, and also they're only kooky because they're in a world, they're in our world,
Yeah, the whole point of the Addams Family is they're the kooky ones.
Yeah, they're the kooky ones in our world.
Yeah.
Where she's been sent to this school where everybody's unusual.
Right.
Like, the roommate's a werewolf.
Yeah.
So she's not weird.
Okay.
So it's not the Addams Family. And it doesn't feel like Tim Burton's made it. The only Tim Burton vibe I'm getting from it is Danny Elfman's soundtrack. Because those two come together like... They're a thing, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
I also don't like Luis Guzman as Gomez.
Okay. I did think that was a weird casting choice.
I don't like it. And they're not in it a lot, to be fair. There's one episode where they come in as like... They're in the first episode and then they come back a bit later in the series. Sure. But Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia's not great either. Okay. But it's a good show. The story's great. And what she's trying to investigate, it's like a crime she's trying to investigate. It's good. It just doesn't feel like... It feels like you've got an Addams Family franchise and a Tim Burton thing. And it's not either of those things.
My fear was that it would... When I saw it as like set at boarding school, it would be like that terrible movie he did a few years ago. Is the Miss Peregrine's...
House for Peculiar. It is a bit like that.
Yeah. See, it seemed to be treading a similar path, story-wise.
I don't know. It isn't what I was expecting it to be. And I am a little bit disappointed by it. Jenna Ortega, though, is fantastic.
Sure.
Brilliant bit of casting. You know, she doesn't blink during the whole series.
That's awesome.
She doesn't blink in any scene in any of the series. I think that's great. Little details like that I really like. But yeah, it's just something about it. Yeah. Just isn't quite sitting right with me.
Well, yeah, I'd be interested to see what you make when
I've done it.
When you've completed it.
Talking of completing things, I did finish 1899.
Oh, well done. That's good going.
So there's 8 episodes of that. I've done all 8 of them. It's absolutely excellent.
Excellent.
It's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. The ending was a little bit... I suppose for this sort of thing, if you're going to have a trope in this genre of TV, then that's where the ending went.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure season 2 is going to happen.
I think I'd
be very surprised if it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to take a completely different turn.
Okay.
From where it started. But I would highly recommend it. It's like a cross between Lost and Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I might do that next.
You should do.
Yeah.
Don't watch the dub.
Okay.
This is
a
thing that's become a thing.
So how did you come to this conclusion to not watch the dub? Usually you're all over a dub.
I'm not. I don't usually watch a dub. And I only watched the first episode in the dub because it was set on that because of the film that we watched last week. Because I watch the films that we do in a dub.
Sure.
But normally I would do a subtitle. But because it was on, it just came on in the dub, so I watched it in the dub. But then there's quite a lot of it, because this is an ensemble cast of people from all over the world.
Yeah, of course.
Coming together. So the whole point of the show is that a lot of these people don't understand what the other one's saying.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense when they're all talking English to each other. Because somebody will say something in English, and then in English he'll respond with, I don't understand what he just said. And you're like, yeah, this isn't working here.
Okay.
And apparently the dub also gives quite a few things away that the subtitles don't.
Okay.
So it's not a direct translation either.
Got ya.
So there's articles all over the internet of like, do not watch the dub of this. Watch it in the original. I can't even say the original language because it comes up as English.
Yes.
And then English dubbed. Because the 2 main characters are English.
Yeah.
So a lot of those 2 speak English. But then there's French, there's Spaniards, there's Japanese people in there. And that obviously that's all subtitled. So you can't watch the dub because it makes the show make less sense. Which is crazy when you think about it.
A problem of their own making that probably didn't need to do.
But a lot of it's in English anyway, so you don't need to watch the dub.
Don't offer a dub.
But it's excellent. It's
great.
It is like a cross between Lost and Twin Peaks. Every character has their own episode, and then you get like flashbacks to that, like Lost, and it's trippy as fuck, like Twin Peaks is.
Cool.
I think that's
recommendation.
Yeah, very strong recommendation. I would look forward to season 2 if it does come. I think that's it. I think that's all I've watched.
That's good.
Shall we quickly go through what's going to come in December? Now we're in December.
Yeah, let's have a quick look.
Quite a few days into December now, but
what's on board?
So let's go through, shall we? Stop me if you spot anything that
I want lots of Christmas movies, please.
Stuart Little's coming. We'll already be here by now, in fact. The Raven is coming. That's from 2012. That's John Cusack as Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
Troll is coming. That's actually arrived today as we record. So that will be my watch over the weekend.
It's got a good trailer. I've seen a trailer. It's good.
Yeah, we talked about the trailer on here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a Norwegian film about trolls.
Yep.
What more could you want? Firefly Lane season 2 part 1 is coming.
Big hit that was first season.
First season was a big hit. I didn't watch it, but I've heard
good
things about it. Scrooge: A Christmas Carol. There's a new animated movie from Netflix.
Yep.
Netflix original. Do you think that's the most adapted thing of all time?
It's got to be up there, hasn't it?
It has, hasn't it? There's so many adaptations of
It's got to be right up there with like Romeo and Juliet or something like that.
I reckon it's got to be.
Yeah.
I really do. It seems like at least 2 come every Christmas. This one I'm quite looking forward to. There's a documentary coming called Senior.
Yes.
Which has been made by Robert Downey Jr. looking through the life and career of his dad, Robert Downey Sr.
Correct.
So he died whilst this was being made as well. So it's going to be quite emotional, I think. So that's coming. In fact, that will already be here by the time this episode comes out. So you could watch that now. You could turn this episode off and watch that now if you wanted to.
I want to watch Warriors of the Future.
What is that?
It is a Cantonese sci-fi adventure centered around a suicide squad who are sent in to stop their city from being destroyed by an extraterrestrial plant.
100%. Let's watch that. Is that a film? If that's a film, that's going straight on our long list.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's a film or a series. We'll find out.
Boss Baby Christmas Bonus. That's coming. I Hate Christmas Season 1 is an Italian holiday-themed romantic comedy series from Netflix, a Netflix original. There's lots of... on this day, there's lots of foreign stuff coming. Look. Spanish language drama, Spanish language romantic comedy, Argentinian romantic comedy, Spanish language comedy series. Too Hot to Handle Season 4 is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Ever watched that?
No.
Normie. Dream Home Makeover Season 4? That's coming on December the 9th alongside Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I didn't know what I just said then. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Excellent. I hope it will be the best Pinocchio movie this year.
Did you see the Disney one?
Yeah.
And?
Just mid.
I've got the
mid
feeling this
Disney
is be
remake of its own movie.
I've got a feeling this. Did you see that picture on Twitter this week of Guillermo del Toro?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
It was Guillermo del Toro, Mike Flanagan, and Kojima.
Yeah.
In a cafe, just having lunch together.
Sure.
That's an exciting 3 people to get together.
Yeah, why not?
If Stephen King was at that table, I'd be all over the shop. Last Chance U, basketball Season 2 is coming. People watched Last Chance U.
Yep.
I'm sure they do. I Believe in Santa is Netflix original's new Christmas movie that's coming, which is a romantic comedy about a girl called Lisa who is horrified to learn that her boyfriend of 5 months, Tom, is obsessed with her least favourite holiday, Christmas.
I'm putting that on our Christmas long list.
We need to sort out the Christmas long list because the Christmas episode's coming. People are excited for December the 15th. Sonic Prime Season 1 is coming. This is the new Sonic TV show.
Yeah, it's going to be about 76 episodes of this or something.
Oh, is there really? Wow. Who Killed Santa? A Murderville murder mystery is coming. Remember Murderville?
Yeah, it was when it was good, it was great.
Yes, it really was.
The Netflix one.
It was Will Arnett.
Yes.
And this one's going to be...
It's an ad-libbed...
Yeah, it's a bit like Murdering Successful rip-off, wasn't it? This one's got Jason Bateman in.
Oh, bringing the Arrested Development boys back together.
A Storm for Christmas is a limited series from Per Olav Sorensen. He directs his new miniseries about a group of people stranded in an airport over Christmas.
Did you hear recently the guy who was the inspiration for The Terminal died?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, back in the airport.
Guy who lived in Paris airport for all those years.
He died in the airport.
He died in the airport.
Yeah,
he never got out.
He's gone back.
He'd gone back to die? Or gone back to live there?
He's been back living in the airport.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's a shame. There's lots of like anti-Christmas stuff coming. How to Ruin Christmas Season 3 is coming. Paradise PD Season 4. People are well into that show. People love that. The Recruit Season 1. This is the Noah Centinio's new project, isn't it?
Yeah, he's stepping away from rom-coms.
Yeah, he's doing he's a CIA agent.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that.
Do you know what?
Got a lot of time for that.
I think I will as well.
Got a lot of time. After the incredible SPF 18 that we watched, I've got a lot of time for that guy. Emily in Paris Season 3.
It's a huge Netflix hit, that one is.
It was. That's coming on December the 21st. This is exciting. December the 22nd. Alice in Borderland Season 2 is coming.
Wow. That feels a long time in the making.
It really has been. I think that's going to be quite big. So
Potentially, yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice
in Borderland got hit quite hard after Squid Game. I
prefer it to Squid Game.
I do as well. People wanted more Squid Game, so they found Alice in Borderland. And it became this huge hit after we'd watched it.
Yeah.
And now Season 2's coming. I think it's going to be, I think it'll hit quite big. December 23rd, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery is coming. That's Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc in the sequel to Knives Out.
Going back to right at the start of the show, another thing that old Ted Hastings said in his interview was that they left serious.
Retastings.
They left serious. I'm getting the co-CEOs even
Ted
merged up.
Sarandos
Now. Yeah,
and retastings.
serious money on the table with that movie
Really?
by not having a longer cinema release.
Apparently,
but that's what you paid for.
Yeah,
you own a streaming service.
Yeah. No. Apparently, some of the cinema chains were crying out to let us have it longer because it did really well, but Netflix were like, no, you're not having it. The Witcher Blood Origin is a mini-series. I think it's a spin-off from the main series. Tells you the story of the first ever Witcher.
Christmas Day, you can watch
Christmas Day, you can watch that if you want to. There's quite a lot coming again.
There is.
Oh, White Noise is coming on New Year's Eve. That's the last thing that will come this year. That is an adaptation of the Don DeLillo novel from Noah Baumbach and starring Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, and Don Cheadle.
Excellent.
That's good. It's going to be a good month. There's lots of good stuff coming.
Yeah,
lots of anti-Christmas stuff, randomly enough. Talking of Christmas, we decided we were going to do a festive real talk for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, sure.
So we did. So we sent out our real talk question for this week, and it was, who's the best movie Santa Claus? Did we get any responses?
I believe we did.
We did. Do we have them? I do not. We had a response from Becca Davis. She responded 3 times over 2 different social medias with 3 different Santas.
Okay, fine. we didn't say it was limited to one entry.
We didn't. So, and I think a lot of people have gone with the same ones.
Okay.
So she's gone David Huddleston from Santa Claus the movie.
Yep.
She has gone Tim Allen from The Santa Claus.
Yeah, okay.
And she has obviously gone with Richard Attenborough from Miracle on 34th Street. I watched The Santa Claus this week.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to put a Christmas movie on whilst I was putting my Christmas tree up. I didn't think it was all that great.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I didn't think it was all that good.
The original?
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a sequel TV series that's come out on Disney+.
Well, there's 3 movies.
There's 3 movies and now a TV series on Disney+.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't think it was all that good. I'm not going to lie. Wasn't that obsessed with it.
Well, what about the man himself?
What
Santa? Yeah, we're talking about the best Santa.
Oh, I know. I was just saying I didn't really like the film.
Yeah.
But, Tim Allen, no, not for me. Do we get anything in the Discord?
I agree. We did. We had quite a few shouts already mentioned. So Ross Cook has gone with David Huddleston.
Yep.
For his live action Santa. And the best animated Santa, which fine, you can go for that spin-off if you want. Ed Ivory in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Good Santas. Both good
He's
Santas.
a good Santa, but he's not a good Santa. He's pretty crap.
Oh, he's a crap Santa.
a Santa.
It's a good
in
portrayal.
The movie.
It's a good portrayal of a Santa.
Also, he gave an honourable mention to Superman with a beard wearing a Santa hat. I just like the picture.
It's a great picture.
Santa. Alex in the Discord went with Richard Attenborough from the Miracle on 34th Street remake. Chris from the Time Shifters pod went with Edmund Gwenn from the original Miracle on 34th Street. It's a Miracle on 34th Street Santa Smackdown.
Which one wins?
I'll go with the old guy.
Unfortunately, we can't have a fight between either of them.
It's
a shame.
No, we'd have to dig them both up. Wayne in the Discord has gone with Kurt Russell, a more recent Santa.
That is
Christmas.
It's a good shout, though. The Christmas Chronicle
Chronicles.
movies are good.
With an honourable mention to Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa.
Good shout
who
as
is
well.
objectively a bad Santa. That's the point. But I'm okay with that.
Good.
How about you?
Good responses. Mine's already been said. I can't look past David Huddleston.
Okay.
I think Ross put it the best when he said that his portrayal of Santa is the perfect illustration of what Santa should be.
Yeah.
And I can't look past it. I think I love that movie. That's the movie I watch every Christmas. I watch every Christmas Eve without fail. Santa Claus the movie. I think it's fantastic. I think it's my favourite Christmas movie, which will become probably one of next week's Real Talks. And I just think he's like the epitome of what Santa Claus looks like and is.
I will give an honourable mention to Ed Asner in Elf.
Yeah, good shout.
Because he is also a good representation of Santa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good shout.
Do you know what?
You're going to throw me a curveball in it?
I'm not going to throw you a curveball. I am also going to put my chips in with David Huddleston.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't think you can look past it. I think it's a perfect portrayal of the man himself.
He is Santa in that movie.
Yeah, he is. He just is Santa. He grew that beard.
And the absolute cheeky bonus for me is the guy is also the Big Lebowski.
There is also that.
You know, it's a no-brainer for me.
He died in 2016, which was the year where all the celebrities were dying.
Okay.
And it was in August, and it kind of went under the radar a little bit. But I remember thinking, that's really sad. It really, it affected me. It was one of those celebrity deaths that was like, that's a real shame because Santa died today. I think I did tweet Santa died today in August 2016. But no, I don't think you can look past it. I think it's the perfect portrayal of Santa Claus in a movie. That's why it's called Santa Claus the Movie. It's an origin story as well.
It is.
It is. Yeah. The first 20 minutes, the first hour is a completely different movie from the last hour, and it's an origin story of how he becomes Santa Claus. And then John Lithgow comes in and absolutely steals the show with Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful movie. It's a wonderful movie.
Every
Christmas Eve, I've watched that.
I know.
For as long as I can remember.
Tradition.
It's a tradition.
Yeah.
Good one.
Good
real talk.
Yeah.
So we'll do more festive real talks next week.
Brilliant.
And we should briefly touch on I've said touch on, and I hate that phrase so much.
Touch on.
I've started listening to a podcast, and they say touch on all the time. We should just touch on this, and it's like it really winds me up. And I've said it myself. And we should briefly talk about the film that we're going to do this week on the movie show.
Yeah, I'll be back here on Thursday, this very same podcast feed, because we are talking about Needle in a Time Stack.
A pun name.
A pun name indeed.
Do you feel like the names come, then the stories come afterwards?
Or they couldn't think of a good title after the movie was made?
Interestingly, it's an adaptation, so I'll give you more information on that during the episode.
Is the story called that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good title.
It is a good title.
I like the title. I really like the title.
I really like the title. Find out what we thought of the movie on Thursday.
Hey, look. So far in season 8, I think we've had a really strong start.
It has been a strong start.
The first 4 movies we've seen, I've liked to slightly different levels, but overall, I've liked movies. Each one.
Yeah, all 4 of them are good movies so far. So come back on Thursday.
What's going to happen
to find out if Needle in a Time Stack is a good movie or not.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Cool. Let's go then.
Cheers.
Bye.